The United States has 62 national parks spread across 29 states and 2 territories. These 62 parks are administered by the National Park Service, which was created on August 25, 1916. Some of the parks are fairly well known, like Yellowstone or Yosemite, but as you might expect of a century-old institution, there are a few oddballs mixed in. Let's explore. The 62 national parks themselves vary quite widely. The largest is Alaska's Wrangell St. Elias National Park at over 13,000 square miles, and the smallest is the Gateway Arch at less than a third of a square mile. The most visited of the national parks in 2019 was the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee and North Carolina, hosting over 12.5 million recreational visits, while the least visited was the Gates of the Arctic in Alaska with around 10,500. But the National Park Service administers more than just the national parks. Overall, the National Park Service runs 421 different units. Some types of these units are fairly numerous, for instance the 85 national monuments or 76 national historic sites. There are also a few unique ones, which we'll look into now. This is St. Croix Island, America's only international historic site, shared with Canada. Part of the traditional Passamaquoddy homeland, the island is notable for being the site of a 1604 attempt by the French at colonizing North America. Unfortunately for the French, it didn't work out in the long term because more than half the settlers died of scurvy. The survivors ended up moving to Port Royal in Nova Scotia, which became the first permanent French colony in North America. The island is jointly managed by the National Park Service and Parks Canada, although it's inaccessible to the public. There are a few other international parks between the US and its neighbors, but none are managed jointly by the park services of the two countries. For instance, the nearby Roosevelt Campobello Island, the site of Franklin Roosevelt's summer home in the Canadian province of New Brunswick, is run by an international commission. Some other international parks, like Waterton Glacier International Peace Park in Montana and Alberta, are administered as two separate parks that just happen to share a border. Most units of the National Park Service are dedicated to nature or to history, but there's one that's all about the stage. This is Wolf Trap National Park for the Performing Arts in Virginia. Set in a 130-acre property, about half of which is undeveloped, Wolf Trap sports the Fillion Center Theater, which can seat 7,000 audience members. They also host shows for children in an outdoor amphitheater in the wooded part of the property. Wolf Trap was established in 1966 as Wolf Trap Farm Park on land donated by Catherine Fillion Schaus. Another unique unit of the National Park Service is the Bryces Crossroads National Battlefield Site in Mississippi. While there are 11 national battlefields in the U.S. and 4 national battlefield parks, Bryces Crossroads is the only national battlefield site. The site commemorates the Battle of Bryces Crossroads, which occurred on June 10, 1864, and saw a force of about 8,000 Union soldiers face off against 3,500 Confederate cavalry. The Union soldiers had been exhausted by the day's march in the hot Mississippi sun, allowing the well-rested Confederates to pick off first the Union cavalry and then the infantry, bringing the Confederates to victory. The Bryces Crossroads National Battlefield Site is administered as part of the larger Natchez Trace Parkway, one of the National Park Service's 4 national parkways, which are scenic highways surrounded by parkland. Another national parkway is the Blue Ridge Parkway, which was the National Park Service unit with the most recreational visits in 2017, hosting over 16 million visits. In 2018 and 2019, the Blue Ridge Parkway's visitor numbers dropped a bit below those of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, a collection of parks in and around San Francisco. According to the same stats sheet, link in the description, the least visited of the 378 parks open to the public was the Antioch National Monument and Preserve in southwestern Alaska, with exactly 100 visitors. That's a pretty nice round number. I wonder how many they had in 2018. Also 100. Well, what about 2017? Also 100. Something's fishy here. Is someone faking the numbers? Is there a cap on visitors? Is there just a really lazy data entry person at the National Park Service? I mean, we could contact the Antioch Park Rangers, but that's way too much effort for this, right? So I emailed the Antioch Park Rangers. One Ranger Craig helpfully gave me some more precise visitor numbers for the past few years. According to their best estimates, they had 65 visits in 2017, 80 in 2018, and 134 in 2019. They also let me know that these statistics might be a little off since, quote, we rely on the numbers given to us by commercial operators and also have the potential of people flying their own planes out. Planes are the easiest way to get to Antioch since there are no roads or trails in the entire monument and preserve. The few visitors that do reach Antioch each year often fly into Surprise Lake in the crater of the Antioch volcano. So the National Park Service is much more than just its famous parks. From the densest cities to the most rugged wilderness, From Acadian Isles to Mississippi battlefields, and from craters to theaters, America's national park system is home to some truly amazing places. And as always, thanks for watching.